It's November, so I'm looking at some Game Boy Color games. Today's game is Dexter's Laboratory, Robot Rampage. This game is basically a reskin of Elevator Action EX, which is another Game Boy Color game, because I guess they thought the game would sell better in America if they based it off Dexter's Lab. Basically, your goal is to enter all the doors with science on them and then get to the end of the level. You move, you jump, and you shoot. And you've also got a bunch of robots to kill, and you can enter elevators and move them up or down. And besides the science doors that you need to enter in order to beat the level, there's also other doors that you can enter for a random item, such as a health power-up or one of several different weapons. You can feel free to just ignore these doors if you want, but it's just too tempting to go into them anyway, which can be a problem when it gives you a weapon that's worse than the one you just had, because you can only have one weapon at a time. This game is pretty fun, but also pretty repetitive. It pretty much feels like you're just doing the same thing over and over again. I mean, every couple of levels you do get something different in the way of having to kill a swarm of enemies coming from both directions, but I don't know, these were pretty easy. You just walk back and forth shooting repeatedly, you're good. Another thing about this game is that you really have to rely on the elevators a lot, because if you fall down from too great a height, you instantly die and somehow become naked. You can get away with dropping down like one floor, but any higher and you're dead. But you also gotta be careful not to get squished by an elevator, because that's also instant death. It often seems like the elevators are never at the right place at the right time, and you always have to sit there and wait for them to come back to you, just like real life. A couple other annoyances is that you don't seem to get a save or password feature. You gotta play the whole game in one sitting, which honestly gets pretty tiresome after a while. One thing that I really appreciated is that if you get to the end of the level but you haven't been all the required doors yet, then it'll teleport you to the one that you missed, so you don't have to backtrack and go all over the place looking for it. The levels can be pretty big, so that really helps cut down the tedium. So yeah, this game is pretty decent. It's fun to play, but also pretty repetitive, so it might be worth a shot if you're into elevator action or you just like simple arcade games, but honestly I got sick of it pretty quickly, so I wouldn't say you should rush out and try it right away, but at the end of the day, you can do far worse in terms of licensed games.